our Oh, it's from the tone-deaf bard. Apparently, he wants to hear all about our adventures in NodKrai. Maybe we can get some tasty treats out of him in return. Come on, let's go to Star Snatch Cliff.
The moon is barely visible.
Welcome back, old friend. And how should I be addressing you these days?
Well, you sure have your finger on the pulse.
News travels fast on the wind. But before I can turn your tales into tunes, my wine and my lyre are at the ready. So please, traveler, take a seat and tell me your tale. Amazing! Incredible! The Rapier of Solnari and the Doctor? So I'm guessing the Wild Hunt is a thing of the past now that you've defeated the Rapier of Solnari?
Seems that way. We were kind of focused on dealing with the Doctor, though.
Well, that's good to hear. Hey, now that the Northern Abyss Calamity is finally resolved, Varka must be getting ready for the triumphant return of his expedition. I haven't seen him in the longest time.
Hooray! Paimon was wondering about that, too.
Let's call it half asleep. I was resting my eyes in the Thousand Winds Temple one day when I heard a commotion outside. It was a young knight who had journeyed there in search of trials and oracles after hearing some tall tales at the local tavern. In fact, all that awaited him were moss-covered walls and an angry ruin guard. But he seemed completely unfazed, laughing heartily as he sent the ruin guard's missiles flying off into the horizons.
They must have been making quite a racket if it was enough to wake up the tone-deaf bard.
Yeah, it sounded kinda like...
Hey! Oh, bring it on!
like that.
Giving up already? You're not half as tough as Varka said.
A young knight of Favonius trekking out to the Thousand Winds Temple in...
A bard in green clothes. Does this mean... Oh, you're Venti? I was just wondering how I was gonna track you down.
Oh, so you were looking for the tone-deaf bard? Strange place to start your search.
Hold on. Blonde hair, white hair. You must be the honorary knight. And Paimon! Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Loen, vice captain of the 5th Company of the Knights of Favonius.
Oh, so you're part of the expedition, huh?
That's probably because when the Wild Hunt was still running rampant, I spent most of my time out on my own. Then, once the Wild Hunt calmed down, I got sent back to Mondstadt.
No wonder we never saw you while we were dealing with the Doctor.
Deliver some letters. There's one for the Knights of Favonius, one for the church, another for the Dawn Winery.
Jeez, how many people has he sent to deliver his mail now? Mika, Inefa, Loen. He should just hire a full-time mailman already. In fact, he's earned himself a new nickname. Let's go with... Sir Writes a Lot.
I'll have you know that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. So, tone deaf or not, I wear the title of Bard with pride. And I consider Sir Writes-a-Lot to be quite a compliment.
Wait, really? Darn it! Maybe Paimon should come up with some harder-hitting nicknames for these two.
Anyway, since this young man has come all the way to the Thousand Winds Temple looking for me, I assume he must have a letter for me too.
You sure are. To use the Grandmaster's own words.
This one is for the bard in green clothes. These days, I think he goes by... Doesn't really have an address as such. You could start by asking around in Mondstadt.
I figured that since there was this punching bag here, Ruin Guard, I could get...
That Varka is so slapdash sometimes. It's a good thing we happen to be nearby.
Oh, he also said to remind you to write back.
Nothing in particular. Just some idle chatter between two drinking buddies. Varka gave you a whole bunch of letters to deliver, right? Maybe you can head into Mondstadt and deliver the rest of them first?
My thoughts exactly. Assuming I can find the way. Hopefully the roads haven't changed too much since the pre-expedition days.
Well, why don't we have Mondstadt's honorary knight escort this homeward-bound wanderer to the city?
Let's go! It's been a while since Paimon's done any guide work.
Thank you so much, honorary knight. And you, Miss Guide.
The Abyss. The Wild Hunt. Andreas, get home safe.
Why do my ears feel so hot all of a sudden? Is someone talking about me? Surely there's no way anyone found the secret stash of cash in my office.
Grandmaster! Bad time to get distracted.
Watch out! Enemies approaching!
Huh? Oh, it's just a few stragglers. They're no real threat to us. This expedition is almost over. We just need to deal with these final few targets. We will make our triumph... Stormwind! Stormwind!
Without the Rapier of Solnari to direct them, it seems like all that's left is their primal urge to destroy.
If this is all that the Wild Hunt can muster now, surely the Lightkeepers of NodKrai will be able to deal with what's left.
Just like I thought. What we should be wary of now...
Grandmaster, based on Lightkeeper intel and our own reconnaissance, one of the suspected targets should be just up ahead.
Good. You know the drill. Stay here and stand guard.
Yes, Grandmaster!
We meet again, Andreas.
So, you've returned from Mondstadt. Don't you want to see what it looks like now? I was planning to take a look around there myself. Perhaps you could be my guide.
What's this? An echo from 1,000 years ago? Everything seems normal so far. Here's hoping I'm just overthinking things. It's your turn, my friend. Come, Andreas!
Although, for returning to your old home, perhaps Andreas is a little too ostentatious. Might be better to go by...
Boreas.
Huh?
Injustice. Corruption.
iniquity. Is the surface world still as wretched and foul as ever? Answer me, heir to the knighthood of Boreas.
Looks like I'm not getting out of this without a fight. That's where things stand with the expedition. The victors will be returning home soon. P.S. I hope everyone's keeping up with their daily training. P.P.S. I wrote individual letters for each and every one of you. Don't forget to write back.
Everyone gets one? Wow! Sir Writes-A-Lot is really living up to his name.
I guess the Grandmaster must have something specific to say to each of us. Even I got a letter, and I'm not a real knight yet.
Jean? Oh, yes. That's our Grandmaster for you.
By the way, anyone know where I can find the cavalry captain?
You mean Kaeya? Allegedly for work. Said he was exchanging intel.
Paimon bets there'll be lots of familiar faces there. How about we deliver Kaeya's letter?
Really? Oh, that would be a great help.
Our thanks to you too, Loen.
Great. But I won't be resting just yet. I heard that another challenger recently passed Boreas' trial.
Very well, but please remember to show respect to the local wolves.
I will. Goodbye.
Honorary Knight, you're still here?
Huh? But Varka's coming back.
True. From what you and Loen have told me, the expedition has indeed accomplished it. It seems that Mondstadt no longer faces any threat from the perils of the north. And yet, for some reason, I can't help but recall something the Grandmaster said to me before he left.
If I don't make it back from this expedition, you'll have to assume the mantle of Grand Master if it comes to that. Remember, I've planted some promising seeds in Mondstadt. Some have yet to master the art of social interaction. Some don't yet understand that they too need... What's wrong? Well, there's no need to frown. Until I return, I leave them in your care.
The lineage of the Knights of Boreas, the first wandering knight to claim the title, arrived in Mondstadt. He was as free as the wind. He left no succession plan behind. Even his name was lost to history. But he had an informal disciple, a knight named Ravenwood, who, when the old aristocracy tried to regain power, Ravenwood came once more to Mondstadt's defense.
Wolf spirit? You mean that big blue wolf in Wolfendom?
Correct. As you may already know, the Wolf of the North is the surviving spirit of an ancient god. And the Knight of Boreas serves as an intermediary between him and humanity. Lupos Majoris, who had never known what it meant to love, came to understand it through the journey with his human companion. This was once a well-known tale in Mondstadt. But these days, few people are aware that the starting point of the Wolf King's journey was not Mondstadt, but Notcry.
Huh?
The great Wolf King of the North came here from Notcry. As such, this tale can only be found deep within the Knights of Favonius library. The Grandmaster didn't disclose any concrete objectives before departing on his expedition. I kept my speculations to myself, however. Sharing them would only spread unwarranted suspicion toward the Four Winds among the people of Mondstadt. You experienced the turmoil caused by Dvalin, the East Wind's actions for yourself.
No wonder Varka wasn't clear about his motives.
Very possibly. He was probably also reserving judgment, and as it turns out, the Calamity born in the north wasn't an ancient god. Yes, I completely agree. The tide can turn rapidly in times of battle, even if his contingency plan never needs to be put into action.
That turned into a pretty long conversation, huh? We should probably go deliver those letters to the Angel Share now.
When you're mixing drinks in hot weather, start by pouring in cold water.
Please. I've known that little trick for a good 10 years at least.
I know there's no one else in the tavern right now, but do you two really need to talk so loudly?
Kaeya! Rosaria! Diluc! Paimon knew we'd find you here.
Looks like it's about to get even noisier.
A little liveliness never killed anyone.
Please allow me to once again express my sincere condolences regarding your late father and the incident with Eric. I hope you will give some serious consideration to the question I asked you before I left.
From the look on your face, I'm guessing the Grandmaster is still refusing to drop it?
He nags like an old...
Huh? Drop what?
Nothing, really. Before leaving on the expedition, Varka came here to chat with me over a drink. He, asked me if I'd consider rejoining the Knights of Favonius.
Yeah, right. Sounds like you skipped a lot of details.
Whatever details I chose to omit are in the past.
You say that now, but back then, you couldn't let it go.
I wasn't seeing the full picture. I've had a lot of time to reflect since then, but my answer remains unchanged. Both the Grandmaster and the acting Grandmaster are too upright and honorable. I can't see the shadows that lurk beneath them due to the size of the organization they lead.
If I had a Mora for every time I've heard you repeat that argument.
When you join an organization, you're bound by its rules. No.
You think so? Never mind the Knights. Have you honestly ever been bound by the rules of the Church?
Good question. Have you considered that maybe that's why I chose to join the Church and not the Knights to begin with?
Are they arguing or not? Oh, kinda like the contingencies Jean was talking about.
What should I report back to the Grandmaster on? Let me think. Public order inside the city, monster activity in the wild. Oh, and a review of the latest vintages.
My reply won't be a long one.
If you hadn't had to deliver that guy's mail, you wouldn't have been subjected to all this tedious arguing.
It's no trouble. Loen did most of the work.
So you see what's really going on here?
Huh? Scheme?
No. While I'm sure Varka knows full well that Diluc would never agree to rejoin the Knights, there are people like Kaeya and I. And then there are those who are true champions of justice to the core. Not only that, but it happened to a Knight of Boreas. That'll really hit home for Varka. Yeah. So no one's told you this before? The lineage of the Knights of Boreas had nearly been extinguished twice in history.
Oh! Wasn't Jean telling us about this?
I happened to hear about it from Varka once when he was drinking and started yammering on. Although the Knights of Boreas are meant to be intermediaries between humans and wolves, in practice, of those who have, the best known are the first Knight of Boreas. But 500 years ago, there was one who earned the respect of Boreas even before gaining the title. He was a disciple of Rostam. They thought he would become the mightiest Knight of Boreas who ever lived. He was the perfect knight. Righteous, principled. His name was Roland.
Yikes! Bloodstained Knight? That sounds a little ominous.
Well, apparently his original title was the White Knight, but he lost countless comrades during the Abyssal Calamity 500 years ago. The endless bloodshed stained his sword and armor a crimson as deep as black. After that, he threw himself completely into battling Mondstadt. It's hard to say whether the loss of an important figure in his life is what drove him to the point of obsession. But had he known that the Knights of Favonius would always welcome him back. So if you want my opinion, the reason why Varka keeps asking Diluc to rejoin, despite knowing that he'll never say yes? After all these years, he's still as persistent as ever.
Huh. Turns out Varka's a lot more thoughtful than he lets on. Anyway, there's still something about this whole Boreas business that Paimon isn't really getting. If so, why did Jean say that Boreas and the Wandering Knight only arrived here just 1,000 years ago? That's a great idea! Jean said he hasn't been showing himself much lately, but... What's going on here? Was Bulbumdum always like this? The Wild Hunt? What are they doing here? Watch out!
Divine light, shield them! Be cleansed! Like the dust! I was insufficiently prepared.
Time to go. Wind Strider. Clouds high. The birds call.
A moonlit night for all.
Lofty wisdom will show us the way! Arrogant and dark clouds obscure the sky.
Wind Strider. Time to go. As one with wind and cloud. That hurts! Wind Strider! Stop right there! Answer me this. The 2 letters I gave you, who are they for?
2 letters? Wasn't it 3?
Okay. Well, Paimon's coolest naive expression doesn't appear to be an act.
Hey! What are you trying to say? Paimon passed a test?
You may dispense with your suspicions. The wolf pack has borne witness. A familiar scent. Come. I will await you at the usual ground.
Well, if the boss of Wolvendom has vouched for you, sure was. Fortunately, my experience in NodKrai didn't go to waste. Something seems wrong with that old wolf, though.
Lupos Boreas, not injured. Why so weak?
You are not to blame. With your Iron Claw, you successfully blocked their attacks. They followed my trail from the distant north across the ley lines. We meet again, human Lupicon.
So, are you saying that the wild hunt we just got attacked by came all the way from NodKrai to
As you know, I stand before you as an incomplete being, the source of this turmoil. I can sense it. It lies in the north.
Huh? Now Paimon's even more confused.
For many gods, housing a part of their soul within an object is no difficult feat. But those who can perform such delicate partitions as this are rare, even among the gods. The Wolf King, Andreas, was particularly adept in this art.
Huh? The bard's back?
Tone Bard? What are you doing here?
Maybe the god of Animo guided me here. Who better than a bard to do the honors?
As you wish.
Lupos Boreas wandered the frozen tundra and stumbled into the Seelie Hall. Enchanted by their song, tender as the dawn starlight, as the high tower crumbled and the fierce winds fell silent, Lupos Boreas, who once had hunted with the storm winds himself, the wolf entrusted those under his protection to a new god. 500 bitter winters passed, then 500 equally frigid springs. He slumbered undisturbed until the night asked the wolf to join him on a journey south, to see once more the land that had all but faded from his memory, seeing how the ice and snow had given way to verdant plains. So, this is the world the humans dreamed of. Though the knight's journey was not yet over, the wolf chose to bid farewell to his companion here. He had written the end to his story. What knowledge he had been gifted flowed into the land. Well, that's how a bard would tell the tale.
There is no need for you to ask that question.
So that's what happened. You returned to Mondstadt with that knight 1,000 years ago.
You need not feel remorse on my account. If anyone should feel regret, it is the part of me who remained in NodKrai. That is surely why those vile aberrations were able to exploit his weakness.
But we followed Boreas' trail in NodKrai. We investigated and discovered no signs of instability.
Andreas should still be slumbering by the lakeside. And there's more. I detect another familiar scent from across the ley lines.
Oh, the White Knight who became the Bloodstained Knight?
I remember him as just a man. His lifespan should be no longer than any other of his kind. It was the ancient kingdom of Conria, as you call it.
If you want to get to the bottom of this, I'm afraid you'll have to make another trip to NodKrai yourselves. As luck would have it, another old friend of ours just so happens to be free right now.
No one...
If even Mondstadt has been affected by the fallout, NodKrai must be in real trouble by now.
Varka? Is he in danger?
I believe too many passengers would slow our dear friend down.
All right. Wish it could be me, but I accept that we should send our strongest warrior to fight NodKrai's battle. I'll stay here and deal with any wild hunt that try harassing Mondstadt.
I stay in Mondstadt too.
Razor, give me your iron claw. Golden-haired traveler, give this token to the current Knight of Boreas. It is a wolf spirit.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack.
But human hearts and flesh cannot bear the soul of a wolf directly to prevent the entanglement of souls. The most I can do is temporarily house my power and thoughts within claws and fangs wrought of steel. Although, truth be told, that knight does not lack for power. The great wolf king of the north remains strong for now.
I will protect Lupakal. The north and Varka, I leave to you.
Just give me the word whenever you're ready. Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. The root of this turmoil lies with the remnant soul that Andreas, Dominator of Wolves and God of the North Wind, left in NodKrai. He once left NodKrai and braved the blizzards to confront the God of Storms and claim the right to rule. Instead, he returned to the north and slumbered for 1,000 years. When the wolf spirit could no longer maintain his physical form, Boreas chose to pour his power into the ley lines. Any questions before you set off? 500 years ago, Roland seemed destined to become the mightiest knight of Boreas ever to have lived. He believed firmly in his own ideals of chivalry, vowing to eliminate all injustice from the world. Neither his mentor, the wolf pup Rostam, nor the Grandmaster. But what was the scent that reeks of blood that Lupos Majoris sensed? Any questions before you set off? The soul of a wolf is as unyielding as ice, but human hearts and flesh cannot contain the soul of a god. That's why Lupos Majoris developed the technique of imbuing weapons with his soul. In fact, there is an ancient song that tells this tale. A weapon once of common iron, now through friendship turned divine, twixt man and wolf. As much as he might claim not to accept humans. Any questions before you set off? All right, over to you, Dvalin!
The Knight of Boreas awaits below. We must part ways here.
All right. Hey, wait. How are we getting down?
Hold the line! The enemy's on the brink of collapse!
Grandmaster! It's...
Haha! Reinforcements! It's about time!
And Paimon too!
We're just about hanging in there. Most of their grunts are taken care of now. Fight or flight? What will it be, mightiest knight of Boreas?
As expected, this hastily summoned Wild Hunt horde is nothing but a disorganized rabble. But they have served their purpose. I now understand your tactics. Farewell, heir to the knighthood of Boreas.
Guess they're retreating for now.
So that Wolf of the North lookalike, that was Andreas? Ugh, forget that. We can save the details for later.
There's no point chasing after him. True. We're still not certain of his true identity. Killing him might be just about possible, especially now that you're here. The difficult part is, we can't kill him right now.
Huh? What do you mean? Is he immortal or something?
No. Judging from our skirmishes so far, I don't think he's got any special abilities of that caliber. But, compared to Rerir, our current foe clearly has a better understanding of how to exploit NodKrai to his advantage. Exactly. Sounds like you realize what the crux of the issue is. I managed to cut off a sample from our foe, which Albedo and Durin are analyzing as we speak. We still have some big challenges ahead before this expedition can finally be declared a victory.
The meeting's probably gonna be in the biggest tent, right? Looks like a bunch of people are there already. Why don't we go chat with them?
Hey, Honorary Knight. Looks like pretty much everyone's here. Albedo and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. Great. While we're waiting, could you update me on the situation in Mondstadt? And that's where things stand. Intel from the Frostmoon Scions and the Curatorium of Secrets corroborates this. No disturbances have been detected in the space where Rerir resides.
Summarizing current situation. To confirm, the present leader of the Wild Hunt is the creature resembling a wolf.
More precisely, it's the external will that has seized control of Andreas' spirit.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I'm completely lost. Isn't Roland some Mondstadter from like 500 years ago? How'd he suddenly get wrapped up with a god from 1,000 years in the past?
Allow us to explain that part. Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organism sustains damage, for example, when one kidney is damaged, the other will be strengthened. Similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories that flow throughout the ley lines. That new leader is a mirror image of Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Right. No matter how strong the Roland Replica can't possibly imitate Rerir's overwhelming power, so the Abyss made use of the connection between Roland and Boreas.
The replica corrupted and took control of Andreas as he slumbered by the bank of Svartnir. However, exactly why the Abyss chose Roland to mimic?
I guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or NodKrai somehow.
Okay, Paimon gets all that, but what did you mean when you said we can't kill him right now?
We can't kill him right now because a dead god may prove more dangerous than a living one. From intelligence gathered during the expedition, we have reason to believe that the power released when a god is felled can have catastrophic consequences for us mortals. Worse still, the wrath that remains after a god's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once god remains contaminate the land, this land has already been ravaged by the Wild Hunt.
Query. While I can indeed find records of disasters caused by god remains in my database, in that land, the passing of the Pyro Archon's flame is a common occurrence throughout history.
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight, you said Lupos Boreas gave you a token to pass on to me? Come forth, Boreas!
This form has come to the end of its time. My soul will fall into silence, and my power will flow into the ley lines of this land. Do not grieve for me. A final wish before I slumber.
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me. That was Boreas' final thoughts before merging with the ley lines. In his final moments, He made a choice to give everything he was to the ley lines.
Sounds like Andreas spent thousands of years searching for his place in the world, too.
Yes. And now our task is to return the answer he found. Only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss, and make that decision once more.
I see. I would say that
Wait, we already have a perfect solution?
Ha ha ha. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, this one thought alone is unlikely to be powerful enough to break through the Abyss's control. We need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt's ley lines. However, since his form was unstable during his journey with the first Knight of Boreas, if we can collect those fragments, we can use them to strengthen the decision to murder.
So we need to retrace his steps and look for random fragments?
You don't need to worry about that. Most of them are already inside this sword.
Huh?
I mean, it's an expedition, not a stroll in the park. Not just the wild hunt in the Abyss, but ancient gods remaining in NodKrai.
Sounds like this plan was a long time in the making.
As a matter of fact, I did. I caught a glimpse of fate's reflection. Still, all I foresaw was that an abyssal calamity was brewing in the north. Instead, we've had to make best guesses, prepare for every possible scenario. Sure is. Just one crucial step remains. We need to gather the last few wolf spirit fragments scattered around NodKrai, according to what Boreas told me, but of course, we've been tied up fighting battles since the day we set foot in NodKrai.
Okay, so 3 more mini-expeditions to go.
I managed to gather one fragment before Roland reappeared. As for the third fragment, we've identified a general search area to focus on. The final snag is that since our foe is a replica of Roland,
With our foe being from Mondstadt, it's our duty as Mondstatters to defeat him.
And since the Wild Hunt is involved, the Lightkeepers will provide their full support.
The Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop.
So what do they need me here for? Wait, I think maybe I signed a contract at some point.
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you all. Lastly, our friend from the Curatorium of Secrets will provide intel and relay battlefield communications.
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield, dodging the Wild Hunt and the shadow of an ancient god.
Rating for Yehoda updated. Higher quality ingredients will be used to prepare your future meals.
Darn it! I should have known this payday wouldn't come that easy.
I'll deal with the second wolf spirit fragment, which we already... Traveler? Could you join me in retrieving fragment 2? All right, time is of the essence. Let's move out, people.
Without further ado,
were looking for?
I once got Boreas to explain to me how he stores his soul inside objects. All I need to do is transfer it to my sword. Just like back at the camp, but this time, you'd best step back a bit. Just...
So, you're saying you don't know how to love people, and you don't understand human love either. Sorry, I just think the fact you're ruminating on this is all the proof you need that you have love in your heart. I have a funny feeling that by the time this journey ends, you'll have found your own answer to the question of how to love.
No, you're wrong. There is no redemption at the end of this path. Even if I am stained black with blood, my conscience will remain as white as snow. If pledging allegiance to the Abyss is the only way to sever the injustice of fate, then I shall serve in its name.
Oh, sure enough, this place has been corrupted by Roland's will. Whew. I'm fine. I was prepared for this. We got here just in time. The fragment hasn't been fully corrupted yet. Assuming we can undo the damage, purifying the abyssal corruption would definitely be a safe approach. Could you try reversing the corruption? No.
So, keep the Roland part intact as well as the wolf spirit part?
Firstly, to test whether it's possible. And secondly, let me think. How is it explained to me? Ha 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 ha! Actually, neither do I.
Huh. Sounds like something a certain tone-deaf bard would come up with when he can't think of anything meaningful to say.
I thought it might mean something to you. Traveler, when you were in Natland, you went fishing for ancient names, correct? If I'm not mistaken...
Okay, but back then, we had a bow and a net.
This wolf spirit fragment is like a puddle compared to...
Thoughts and emotions are like interwoven threads. Thought is the anchor for a being's existence.
Also, we barely know anything about Roland.
Well, maybe you could try this.
What is it? It looks old and tattered.
It's an unsent letter, written by the wolf pup Rostam after Rostam lost his life in the Abyssal Calamity. But trying to track Roland down was like chasing a shadow. You know...
Quite the antique, then.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure.
Hey, what happened to Mr. Plans for every contingency?
What can I say? Some people like to wait till they've got all their ducks in a row before... But anyway, don't they say that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts? Can't hurt to give it a try, surely. Whoa, it actually worked?
You really are making this up as you go along!
So the assimilation of souls really can be reversed, just like he said.
If what you say is true, the monsters I've slain, the justice I have sought to uphold, a great and ancient kingdom was wrongfully cursed. The code of chivalry tolerates not such If Abyss be thy name, I pledge to you my loyalty.
And that is where the Bloodstained Knight's tale came to an end. With that, he bade his humanity farewell. I dare say you must find...
That I... Dainsleif? No. Bore a striking resemblance, but that... While we gazed into the past, he was gazing right back at us. Could it be? So that's what happened. After leaving Mondstadt and wandering the land, Roland ventured underground and saw a revelation from the visionary. Once he had learned of Conria's fate, he saw the gods' judgment as the greatest injustice, giving them his knowledge, his power, his everything.
Uh-oh. Does this mean we have to take on the Visionary this time?
I'm inclined to agree. If our enemy could see the future, both the Wild Hunt and Roland would be acting with far more lethal precision. But even without the Visionary's input, every minion of the Wild Hunt serves as Roland's eyes and ears. And on that note, I have a plan I want to discuss with you. Well, the fewer people who know, the less likely it is to get leaked. That about covers it. No plan is free of risks. If I fail, Anselm and Albedo can take the reins.
Oh, there has to be another way! Like a backup plan?
If only there were. But I don't think our enemy will give us enough time to find one.
Hey! Are you guys done here yet?
Ah, Yehoda! Yes, we've successfully retrieved the Wolf Spirit fragment here.
Nope. It's a total disaster!
Come on, we're out of time. You'll just have to trust me on this one. What can I... Fill me in. What's the situation?
We ran into resistance almost as soon as we set off.
Good call. Locating the Wolf Spirit fragment is our key objective.
Well, it seems the enemy figured as much too. Before we ran into trouble, the two teams are holed up here and here.
But the Wild Hunt is stopping them from relaying messages back, right? Do we have any more troops available to provide backup?
We can't spare troops from any of the fronts right now.
The logistics company is
Hanefa!
Designated drop point reached. The logistics company was assisting Aino with the production of the strategic reserve.
Amazing. Just in the nick of time.
Hey, seeing as you can fly in...
I regret to say that without the workshop's catapult, and with my short-distance propulsion module on cooldown, the logistics company has very limited provisions.
Both. Once one team has been rescued, the remaining forces will be free to support the other. Something's not right. The Wild Hunt's offensive doesn't seem to be getting any weaker as the battle goes on. Don't get dragged into the enemy's rhythm. Logistics company, scout out the area.
Yes, sir. Reporting in, sir. We've identified viable sites for deploying
Good. Wait for my signal.
Logistics company, deploy!
Ooh. Grandmaster! Honorary Knight! Thank goodness you're here.
Be careful. There's no end to these monsters. However many we kill, more keep coming.
Just as I thought. Well, they're about to get a shock to the system. We'll wipe them out faster than they can replenish their numbers. We just have to hold on until the logistics company is ready. Is that the signal to say they're ready? time! Fall back!
Yes, sir!
Here. Ready? Fire! The enemy has sustained heavy casualties. Use this time to catch your breath and...
Yes, sir. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
That's not exactly very narrow.
We split the search area between us.
Either way, I was about to go lend them a hand next anyway.
Absolutely. Good to go, Grandmaster.
We've run right through our supplies. Now that they've lost their numerical advantage, they're...
Ugh. Looks like the same situation here.
Reinforcements. Hey, you keep them busy while we work on getting rid of this god-awful...
Understood. Everyone got that?
Yes, sir!
Up the ante! On me! Burn! Thunder! Up the ante! Burn! Thunder! Thunder! Up the ante! Hey, they're running out of steam. Now's your chance.
Affirmative. Sorry to keep you waiting.
That's their source. It was hidden in the mist. If we destroy that, the Wild Hunt won't be able to summon any more reinforcements.
The ante! Ooh, I'm glad that's finally over.
Brave Knights, on behalf of the Lightkeeper...
There's no need to be so formal.
Very well. We've narrowed down the search area for the final fragment to this zone here.
Yes! Now it feels like we're fighting.
I'll say. We're sure to face fierce resistance from the Wild Hunt, though.
It would be our pleasure, Miss...
Much obliged. All right. The hiding in the mist trick again. These guys, you all know the drill. The night.
Yes, sir!
Thunder! Thunder! Lightkeepers, prepare to dispel the mist.
Knights of Favonius, charge!
Up the ante!
Time to counterattack!
Boreas sweeping in! Up the ante!
Rally to the Grandmaster! Charge!
This wild hunt doesn't know when to give up. Traveler! Mr. Varka?
Just like last time.
Don't underestimate us, Grandmaster.
Ha! That's the spirit. Stay on your toes and make them either we all march back to Mondstadt. The final fragment is right there. Don't let me down.
It seems you have collected them all.
Yeah, and with no corrupted fragments or ambushes along the way.
A true knight does not resort to underhanded tactic. If you need a moment to rest, take it.
Save your breath. If you want to fight, let's fight!
As you wish.
Is everyone all right?
My granny fights better than these rookies.
For a moment there, I thought I might never taste the sweet wine of Mondstadt again.
Hey, stay put, you guys. Leave the rest to us.
Forget us.
You're the only one still standing.
We can't lose our Varka! Please!
You're holding back, Knight of Boreas. This duel does no justice to the way of chivalry. Your plan is doomed to fail.
You're on to me already, huh?
Andreas's question, Boreas's answer. Though the false path may be wide and welcoming. It's over. Your sword lies shattered. The wolf spirit and the thoughts you blindly placed your faith in have nowhere left to dwell. Join me and pledge your allegiance to the Abyss, Knight.
For the next part, it's over to you, Outlander who caught the wind. The sword is unbroken. Looks like I'm no longer in reality. There's no way back. And all that lies ahead is the wolf's maw. Ha! A Favonius sword? Who left this here?
Lonely warrior. Take me to see him.
Huh?
Epoch. The world is awash with corruption and injustice. I have aided the sinners and delinquents. I have slaughtered tyrants and demons. But however mighty one's blade, before the great injustice of fate, a mere mortal can but bow their head. There is only one way to save them.
Who are you really trying to convince?
Stormwind! Charge!
Is this the fairest shadow?
The title of Boreas must find an heir.
Here. The scent that reeks of blood appears to be getting stronger.
No matter the epoch, the world is awash with corruption and injustice. Even the most fearless hero cannot fight what fate has ordained. And even the holiest god cannot escape the shackles that bind them. Lupos Boreas, if you still harbor love for humanity, then you must surely know. There has only ever been one way to save them from injustice.
Surrender to the Abyss.
Malicious lies! Stormwind!
On me! Here.
Boreas sweeping in! Stormwind! Charge! Stormwind!
My old friend.
This is not where your path ends. You must continue on.
wind feels less than welcoming. I'd better take shelter. Try to keep up! I can't hide from it!
You must deliver it.
Your path cannot end here. You draw near to the heart of the wolf.
Even if you had an army of 10,000 men, in the end, you must face this fight alone. Lonely warrior. Step forward.
Is this the heart of the wolf? Roland!
After countless bloody battles, trials, tribulations, and hardships, I, with my mortal flesh and blade, attained power to rival that of the gods. But you know better than I that a mortal's prime is fleeting. In 5 years, maybe 10, age will snatch your strength. The power you take such pride in will fade to naught, disappearing like dust in the wind. Your fame will be as fleeting as firewood beneath the starry sky, lit at dusk, dead by dawn, utterly insignificant.
Oh yeah? Be that as it may, the fires that burn down here blaze more brilliantly than the light of 1,000 stars.
They blaze for but a moment. 100 years from now, your earthly flame will be long snuffed out. And those you once illuminated will be left cowering in the cold and empty night.
Ha! No. They'll remember me in 100 years, just as I remember all of you from centuries ago. That's the thing about firewood. From the embers of a dying flame, a new fire arises, burning bigger and brighter than ever before.
A knight's duty is to save others, not demand things from them. How can one call themselves a knight while placing their hopes in generations to come?
Well, as long as I put an end to you here and now, I won't need to rely on anyone else. Now, show yourself, Roland!
Put an end to me? Your body and mind are already at the limit of what they can bear. It is only a matter of time before they yield and crumble.
But if this is your final request... I shall do it.
Huh. You're not quite how I imagined you.
Not once have I strayed from the righteous path.
I guess we have that much in common.
The ray here of Solnari's forces have been defeated. And the Roland you see is but an imperfect image cast. I wield the power that Roland did at his peak. Therefore, I, in my after redeeming you from injustice, and guiding your surrender to the Abyss.
Huh. The world out there can bear no more of your torment.
No words can make a knight doubt his convictions. Otherwise, why would you pin all your hopes on Boreas' single thought? But now the blade that once housed the wolf spirit has been shattered. You no longer have the means to change the situation.
Huh. Maybe you're partly right. But I think I might just have a shot at a rescue.
What do you mean?
There's only one person's mind I need to change, and it isn't yours. Forgetting where we are? This is the heart of Andreas. Andreas! Can you wake up? You are the great god of the Northwind!
If this is your final gambit, grand displays of heartfelt wishes cannot summon miracles.
Return. Return to the ley lines. This is my choice. My memory. Is this the answer that I found at my journey's end?
Andreas, at long last, I have delivered your token back into your heart.
This is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind.
On behalf of all humanity, I thank you.
Boreas is returning to the ley lines.
Begging for miracles is a futile endeavor. I know better than that. But a sword is just one kind of vessel. There are other ways to store a soul.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack. Strength.
Even if it is not my intention, the soul of Lupus Boreas will inevitably ravage.
If a mortal heart is to bear the soul of a god...
Your heart, your soul...
You were wondering how a lamb can tame the heart of a wolf. Here's my answer. You get the wolf to swallow the heart.
The wolf spirit within the sword was merely a decoy to avoid arousing my suspicion. You deliberately allowed Lupus Boreas' soul to assimilate your own.
Compared to Lupus Boreas' decision,
you have a stubborn will. And employed an exceptional strategy. Your soul is now merged with that of Andreas. Neither Barbados nor the Traveler will be able to anchor your soul from within the ley line. You have lost, and so have I. Regrettably, may your soul rest in peace with Boreas, lonely warrior.
Haha! Sorry to disappoint you, but as much as it sounded like the perfect ending, the fact is that, unlike the true Roland of the past, I still have fine wine and good friends to get back to. I'm not ready to accept my fate just yet.
Ding dong! You...
Until I return, I leave them in your care. The Knights of Favonius will always welcome you. Come on! To Mondstadt!
Dear Grandmaster.
To Varka. To Varka.
Family.
No pig call.
Poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. Make sure they all get delivered, Outlander who caught the wind.
Grandmaster.
Master.
Varka.
Uncle Varka! He's the right to life!
For Varka.
The thoughts of others anchor you, reversing the assimilation. Using your connections, relying on outside help. This is not the way of a knight. The Abyss can sustain me no longer. But now, countless souls who died unjustly will emerge to prevent your return. If you believe in your path, then grant them release. Carve your way out through bloodshed. Varka, mightiest knight of Boreas.
This is how it ends. Throw the plan out of the window. Fight my way to victory. Well, that suits me just fine!
A knight is always true to their word. So please, keep your promise and return victorious.
You are not alone. Right back at you, Varka.
The north wind blows southward. May it guide you on your journey home.
On me! Try to keep up!
Leave it all to me!
Here. On me!
There's an ice-cold drink with your name on it. Ready when you are.
Don't go dying in a place like this, Varka.
Freeze! Off the ante! I can't fall here! Right! Off the ante! Final battle!
Walk forward and do not look back.
Varka, now I know the meaning of my name.
After the lengths you've made everyone go for you, you'd better make sure to thank us all properly when you get back.
You know, I have a lot of things to update you on, but they can wait until you're back.
I have no intention of returning to the Knights of Favonius, but I trust you will find a way to manage on your own.
Grandmaster, we're all waiting for you.
I'm not doing too bad a job as Grandmaster, am I? I'll take that silence as your approval. Everything you swore to protect with your lives, it's all still here, safe and sound. The Knights of Favonius, Mondstadt, and the oath sworn by every knight. I'll protect them all with my life. And so... I know it's just a shadow of the real Roland, but if you have the time, could you please read it for him? Rostam and Arundelen, they never forgot you. Phew. This has been one long expedition. From here on out, I think I'll let the wind lead. Hey everyone, it's been a mighty long time. I'm thrilled to see you all again.
Welcome back, Grandmaster.
Yeah. I'm home.